Sorry, you weren't waiting too long, were you? That's good. Coach gave us an earful and an extra set of drills today. I understand that we didn't play as well as we could have, but that other team was also just better than us anyway, you know? I know, but now I'm exhausted. I just want to go home and lay down. Haruki isn't here yet? The student council meetings are usually slightly shorter than our practices anyway, so with ours being long, it's weird for him to be late. Well, I guess there's nothing to do about it. It's fine. All we can do is wait. And I suppose the longer we have to wait, the longer I get to sit here. Yeah, it's supposed to rain this evening, isn't it? Hopefully we don't get caught in it. I really wish you could join the team. I mean, whether they know it or not, and regardless of what they tell you, you're a girl, so you should be able to play on the girls' team. And I mean, you'd be better than several of the girls. I wish there was more interest in competition for the team slots. She thinks she's the best on the team, but there's no way that Sai-senpai would hold her seat if she had to earn it. Plus, it'd just be nice to have club meetings together again. I know we hang out a fair bit anyway, but I don't know. I kind of miss when we had club meetings together in middle school. I know! I know that's my fault for changing clubs when we got to high school, but I wanted to do something else, I guess. Yeah, at least we make the most of the time we have. Speaking of, you and Haruki are coming over this evening, right? Alright, sounds good. I wonder what's keeping Haruki so long. Should I text him? Yeah, that's true. Do you think he went home before us?
Hello, you two.
Huh? Oh, hello. Who was that? I don't see anyone.
It's me. I'm right here, one. You two can both see me, can't you?
Huh? A talking dog? Am I imagining things?
You're not imagining things, though I'm also not a dog. My name is Hoira, and I'm one of the magical girl wardens.
Yeah, magical girl? What are you talking about? Well, I suppose you're also a talking dog, so I must be going crazy or dreaming or something. I'm not hearing things, am I?
I suppose it's not much of a surprise that you don't believe me.
Well, yeah. Magical girls only exist in, manga and light novels and their anime adaptations. They're not real.
Well, what if I told you that you're wrong? Is the fact that I'm speaking to you not proof enough?
Suppose for a moment that, hypothetically, we did believe you. Why are you here? Why have you come to talk to us?
Sorry I'm late. The meeting went long because the president wouldn't stop talking even though... What is that creature? Yeah, of course I see it. What is it?
I know this sounds ridiculous, but it's a talking dog.
I'm not a dog, but...
And it said its name was,
Hoera.
yeah, Hoera. Oh, wait, you heard it just now, didn't you, Haruki?
Yeah, what's it doing here? Why... how can it talk?
I wasn't planning to involve any outsiders, but I guess it's too late now, One. That's my fault. My name is Hoera. I suppose I sort of look like a small dog, but I'm actually one of the magical girl wardens.
Magical girl? Aren't those only in manga and anime?
That's what I said.
Given that we try to keep the magical girl's existence out of public knowledge, for which your fictional media serves as a great distraction and exculpatory vehicle, it's not surprising that you seem, well, surprised, One. Well, young lady, it would be difficult for the magical girls themselves to not know about the magical girls, Yes? Young lady? Am I wrong?
I guess that makes sense, but they're not... I mean... You're not, right?
Are you asking if she and I are magical girls? Of course we're not. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
It is certainly weird. The only real consolation is that I know I'm not hallucinating and that it's not just in my head, since you two are also seeing this.
Well, if you would like me to answer your question...
Yes, please.
Well, I have come in search of new magical girls, One. Only some, and not many, have the potential to wield our magic. But...
Us?
Correct! You, Hanase Sakura, and your friend here are quite viable candidates to become magical girls, if you should so wish. Yes, you. Both of you.
You're joking. You can't be serious.
I am completely serious and would be willing to prove it to your satisfaction.
So, you're saying that the two of them can become magical girls?
Indeed. Have you ever read or seen one of your kind's magical girl stories? Then do you really think that the magic is determined by what's between your legs? Or does it seem more likely that it should be determined by what's in your soul? Why does she struggle to understand this?
Well, everyone who knows that she's a girl is currently standing in this room. She's only told Haruki and me. She might have known it for some time, but...
Hey, would you suggest that I become a magical girl? I assume I'm not one of your candidates, am I?
That's correct, One. No offense.
A shame. Magical girls are cool. Well, ignoring that fact, what do you think? Should I become a magical girl? But all of my paperwork says I'm a girl. My birth certificate, my school enrollment paperwork, my medical records. I had a gynecologist appointment last week. I get my period every month. I'm really short with a small, very feminine body and face. People often think that my sister and I are identical twins, remember? My voice sounds like, well, this, even with some practice. So, ignoring Hoera's comment about me not being eligible, don't you think I should become a magical girl? Or are you going to say again, no, because you're not a girl, Haruki. Those things don't make you one. If I'm not a girl, despite having a bunch of feminine features and getting taken as one quite often, then you're not a boy. Seems simple enough to me, right, Sakura?
Yeah, of course. I know that Haruki has been out for longer than you have, and he's out to the whole school. And sometimes not everyone is nice and respectful of it. But that doesn't change the fact that you came to us one day and said, "Hey, Sakura, Haruki, I think I'm a girl." And I was surprised at first, of course. But after just a second, I realized that it really does fit you much better.
And not only that, but you've seemed more at ease around us since then.
In the way you smile slightly, or the ways your eyes light up just a little bit every time I refer to you as she, or I say something like, "So, girl, what do you want to do tonight?" It makes me really happy to see every time it happens.
No need to be embarrassed.
So, you two, would you like to become magical girls?
You still haven't proven anything.
Very well. Close your eyes. If you close your eyes, then I shall give you the proof you desire. Well, unfortunately, there aren't any magical girls available at the moment to come talk to you one. There aren't that many magical girls near here, which is part of why I'm in search of new ones.
Why not? Why aren't there more magical girls here? That seems a bit suspicious.
Haruki.
I know you're familiar with some of your kind's magical girl fiction, but I assure you that your reaction is understandable but unnecessary. It's just that the two girls who operated closest to here recently graduated from high school and they moved away for university. The next closest moved across the country so that she and her parents could take care of her grandparents who were having some medical issues. And the next closest, she's still there, but her powers declined as she got older, which isn't super common, but it happens occasionally. And the next closest after that, well, she's too busy to come all the way here.
If that's true, then I guess that makes sense.
That's not to say there's no risk involved, but there's certainly not the same risks as in some of the manga you've read. You might get a little bit hurt, but that's what healing magic is for, and there's nothing that should pose so much of a threat that you should die. There's no system that encourages magical girls to fight each other for glory or resource, and there's no way that using your magic is a double-edged sword where it takes your lifespan or anything like that one.
No tricks, just straightforward magical girls helping and protecting the people around them.
That's the idea. You know stories like that too, don't you? Now, if you'll close your eyes, I will show you. In your mind, you can see the truth of the magical girls. The magical dresses, the transformations, the different types of magic, healing, elemental, light, the improved physical abilities. That feeling is a resonance, Swan. You probably feel a warm, pulsing sensation in your chest.
I can't see or feel anything.
Well, you're not a magical girl candidate, so my magic isn't powerful enough to affect you. There's a sort of closeness between magical girl souls in a very loose sense, and so it's much easier for this sort of magic to resonate with those two. Hence the resonance. The resonance is proof of the magic. The warm resonance is proof of the fact that you have the potential to become magical girls, just as glass will resonate next to the right frequency. And the pure nature of that resonance is the proof of the truth of what you see. You may open your eyes now. I mean, you are free to distrust me, Juan. I understand that what I've told you is far from what you've come to believe. Unfortunately, I don't have the means to provide you with any proof, Haruki-kun, besides my own existence.
I suppose I'm also the one who least needs convinced. I just don't want my friends to get tricked.
Nor would I wish to trick them. No, you are not my only candidates. There are 2 or 3 other girls nearby who caught my attention, and who would serve well as magical girls. I have not yet spoken with them, but I do know that you are my most prominent candidate. Yes, you, Juan. Though you both have quite a bit of potential.
That seems really exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's wrong, Sakura? You've been really quiet the last few minutes.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess it's a lot to process, and I'm still pretty worn out from practice, too.
That's fair. I have the advantage of not being directly involved in this, and it still seems like a lot. This seems like a really weird question to ask, but do you two believe Hoera? It seems ridiculous, but I also didn't get to see or feel whatever you two did, so...
I agree that it seems completely absurd. Of course there aren't any real magical girls. And yet... What do you think? It seems like we're on the same page then.
If they were to become magical girls, what would that entail? What would that process look like, and what would they be doing? I guess part of that underlying question is, why do you need magical girls, Hoera?
A couple reasons. 3 main ones, I'd say. The first is that magical girls are good at helping people in various ways using their powers. Healing magic is the obvious example, but there are a lot of other small ways too. You're right. Although we do definitely value the altruistic side in its own right, magical girls are also responsible for protecting against what we call the Kurofei. You might think of them like fairies or demons that like to take advantage of humans because regular humans are easy prey. But they're not much match for a magical girl, except in large numbers, Juan.
Oh, are they those dark creatures we saw in that vision you showed us? I guess that makes sense.
There are a lot of different kinds, and so they don't all look like that, but yeah, I showed you a few kinds.
And what's the third reason?
The energy that magical girls use comes from the environment. The earth and the people around them. Using this energy helps it to flow properly. Otherwise, the energy would remain stagnant and pool up in unbalanced ways, which has all sorts of negative consequences that go over my head. Not that I'm particularly tall, Lan, but...
That does all seem to make sense. I know I just asked this, but do you trust this?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
I'm just so trustworthy. So what do you say? Will you become magical girls? Oh. Well, you can say no. I don't want to make it seem like you don't have a choice, Swan Wan. Obviously, I'd like you to, since I think you're good candidates, but you can choose not to. As I said, there are other people I can ask, remember?
It's all so much to think about. Do we have to choose right now, or can we have a bit of time to mull it over? Like, Haruki, you asked if I believed Hoira about what's going on.
Mm-hmm. What of it?
And I do, I think. And if that is all true, then this seems like a great opportunity, but what if I'm wrong in that judgment? Even if what Hoira said is true, then dealing with the Kurofe would be, well, still probably not great, and that's more responsibility, and we're already decently busy, and if that's the baseline for what could happen, what if we're wrong in judging that? It seems like a high risk, even though I think it's okay.
To answer your question, you may have a few minutes to think about it, but if you don't decide now, then I'll have to go talk with the other candidates. And if they decide to become magical girls, then I won't be able to hold the offer for you at that point.
Something about how they draw the energy from the environment means there's a limit to how many you can have operating in any given area.
That's right, Juan. If the other girls decline, then I can come back here to ask you again, but I obviously can't make any promises about that.
What do you think?
If Hora's characterization of the magical girls is correct, and there aren't any other drawbacks or dangers, then I think it is a good idea, though even then it's not without its downsides. And even though I'm inclined to believe it, deciding to do it on the spot like this feels rash.
I don't really blame you for that. I just asked this of Sakura too, but you've also been really quiet, even more so. And I can't read your face, so what are you thinking? I don't really want to pry, but in this context, I think it's important to hear your thoughts on the matter too.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of worried. I know Haruki said he can't read you, but to me you seem, I don't know, troubled, uneasy, distressed. Girl, you're my best friend, and I'm worried about you. Huh?
Ho ho!
If you want to become a magical girl, then why do you seem so upset? I'd expect you to be excited about it if it's something you want to do, you know? Hoira, she can become a magical girl, right?
Yeah, of course. The fact that you two can become magical girls is the reason I came to talk to you, Wan.
Then what's the matter? Well, it's not that I don't want to become one. I do. It's just that... If I had even until tomorrow to think about it and ask Hoira more questions, then it'd be easier, but... Oh no, don't cry. Shh. It's okay. Lean into me. Let it out.
Look what you did to her.
I'm sorry, Wan. That's not what I wanted.
Are you okay?
There. It's okay. There you go. There, it's okay. Lean into me. Let it out. Are you feeling a bit better now? Good. So, you want to take Hoira up on the offer and become a magical girl? But you're upset because I'm leaning against it? And you want to become magical girls together? Is that it? Well, if that's not the main thing, then...
But your heart isn't listening to the logic and you really strongly want to do it anyway? Too tempted by the cute frilly dresses. No, I get that, for sure. How does the transformation work? You mentioned keeping the magical girls out of the public eye, but does that mean there's some anonymity charm on the girls when they're transformed? I've seen a few different implementations, and so...
It's not like that. In the vision that Hoira showed us, we saw the transformation of one of the girls, and it wasn't just an anonymity charm.
Oh?
It is as she described. You could think of the magical girl forms as a different avatar. For some girls, if you squint closely, you may be able to see the similarities. But for most girls, they just look completely different. No anonymity charm needed, Wan. You can't recognize what looks completely different after all.
But wouldn't that...
No dark soul magic to do that. The alternate form is already encoded in the girl's soul. It's like...
Sort of like how our genes are part of our cells and tell us what to look like?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Though because it's part of the soul and not your genes, it's not as permanent and is also more under the control of the girl in question. It's subconscious, ultimately, but... Surely you've seen examples of that before, right? Magical Girl Raising Project is a good example.
But doesn't that...
Oh, only in terms of the transformations. None of the other things, man, I promise. The way the system plays out for the magical girls is so messed up, you know?
Yeah. So, like, So-chan, huh? That makes sense. You know that Sakura's argument makes sense, and you might even agree with it. But a part of you, a strong vocal part of you, deep down and ingrained in you, knows enough what your transformation would be, and knowing that, you cling to the idea and can't give that up. Does that sound about right?
That's not stupid.
I mean, you know that well, I'm mostly comfortable with my body, even though it's pretty feminine, but you and I have also joked about switching, since we both end up more comfortable if you could, like, tank my boobs or something. But if I were in your shoes right now, I'm sure that I'd feel the same way you do now.
Sorry, I hadn't realized what you meant, and that you would feel that way about this opportunity, but with that in mind, that makes so much sense. I think I was also just a bit overwhelmed by the whole situation, and so was a bit in my own head. And also, I already see you as a girl, so I don't think to consider that. And so you don't need to, well... But I know that's different for you, so I'm glad that Haruki was able to see that. I know, but I still feel bad about it, whether I need to or not. You can't really stop me. You know, as I've said, I already see you as a girl, because you are a girl.
Me too.
But I understand that it's hard for you to see yourself the same way. But there's nothing wrong with your body, and we've talked about Haruki and me taking you dress shopping.
Oh, I know Sakura and I can find some really cute things for you.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to do this to, like, prove that you're a girl. You know that, right?
Though I imagine that it's pretty satisfying and validating that you were chosen and that I was expressly not chosen, huh?
And so, this is important to you, isn't it? And since we were both separately leaning toward trusting Hara based on what we saw and felt, maybe it's not such a bad idea. Haruki? As our neutral observer of sorts, do you have any objections?
I mean, I obviously have some concerns, as I think you two do too. But no, if you're convinced by the vision that Hoera showed you, then I don't have any objections. Actually, Hoera?
What is it?
Are there going to be any consequences of this for me? Will I still be able to interact with them normally, even in their magical girl forms? I'll still be able to recognize them and talk with them and everything?
We usually try to minimize the number of people in your position, Wan. But yes, if these two chose to show you their magical girl forms...
Which, at that point, there's no real drawback to, even if we wouldn't show anyone else, right?
Obviously, Haruki-kun, you already know about this, so there's no real harm to it. But none of you should tell anyone else, got it?
Got it.
Me too.
What do you mean, is this okay? What I said is that I want to do this, and was leaning toward trusting Haera, but that it felt like a big risk, so I wasn't sure that it was worth it. But if it's important to you, and it sounds like it is, then it seems like it's worth it. And I know you want to become magical girls together, but I'd also feel weird about making you do it yourself. Though I guess that Haruki and I could both have been your cheerleaders or something.
And you'd have me to support you too.
But I also reckon that it makes sense for us either to both become magical girls together, or to both not become magical girls. And I'm going to leave that to you. I trust you. Which do you want?
I think she's already made that clear.
Yeah, but I still want her to say it. I'm sure. So, what will it be? Alright, then let's become magical girls together. Haera?
Yes? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right, one! Haruki-kun, if you can take a few steps back for me.
Huh? Oh, sure.
You two can stay where you are. There won't be any issue with you being too close, so you can stay like that, even hold hands, whatever.
Alright.
And whenever you're ready, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax. And I'll perform the necessary magic to allow for your transformations, okay?
Okay.
Any last questions, Juan, before we do this?
No, I don't think so either.
Haruki-kun?
I've many, but they can wait until after.
Very well. Then, whenever you two are ready.
Ready.
Then, there you go. How do you feel?
I feel good. How about you?
That's good to hear. Your transformations were a success.
Wow, you... I know I should have expected it. Did expect it, but you look so different. Yeah, let me take a picture for you since there aren't any mirrors in the room.
No, I know you're used to hating looking at yourself in pictures or in the mirror, but I think you're going to want to see this.
Here, look. Yep, that's you. As we said, it's not at all like you weren't a girl before. You definitely were, and I don't want to invalidate that, but I reckon you quite like how you look like this, don't you? You're a bit shorter, so now you and I are the same height.
Actually, you're slightly taller, Sakura.
Huh? Am I?
Mm-hmm.
It's close, but yes, a little bit.
Well, there you go. You're a little bit shorter than me, and you have a really lovely feminine figure. And you fill out the top of your dress quite well, if you know what I mean.
You do. Like Sakura said, not to invalidate your regular body or anything, but you're quite pretty like this, and I'm sure you feel a lot more comfortable like this. Hmm?
Yeah, of course I'll send you the picture.
And we know that's a good sign, hmm? This might be a bit of an awkward or sensitive question to ask, so you don't have to answer. And given what I understand about the transformation, I reckon I can guess the answer, but Sakura mentioned that you fill out the top of the dress well, and it's true that you're pretty well developed in that area, but what about the other area?
Haruki, you can't just ask a girl.
I know, but for her own sake, I'm curious how thorough the transformation is.
It's as thorough as the form encoding in a girl's soul, so...
That's exciting, isn't it?
Sure, but look how embarrassed you've made the poor girl.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm curious. We established that she looks pretty different. What about me? Really?
Mm-hmm. You definitely don't look like the same person exactly, but if you wanted to, you could pass as cousins, I think. Does that seem right?
Really? Can I see? Huh. I don't think it's very similar, but I guess I can see what you mean.
Is there any pattern or meaning to how similar a girl's magical girl form is to her non-magical girl form?
No, not really. Or at least, not in general, one. For some specific girls, there might be tangible reasons for it, but in general, it's hard to say.
I see. I guess that makes sense.
I don't know. I just think it's cute. Both of us are cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come back tomorrow to talk to you more about being a magical girl and how to use your magic. You should also have fairly good instincts for it. Just in case.
What about the rest of tonight?
Do whatever it is you do otherwise, I suppose. I've found it's best not to overwhelm the new magical girls too much, Juan. It's already been a lot of information today, so we'll reconvene tomorrow to go over a bit more. Of course, don't go around in public like that, though. The dresses are way too obvious. You should know instinctively how to go back to your regular forms. Do you have any questions for now, though? You definitely stand out as magical girls like that.
Oh, I see what you're going for. I would think it'd be fine, since other than our dresses, we just look like normal people. We don't necessarily look like ourselves, but as long as we don't draw attention to that by, I don't know, greeting other people who wouldn't recognize us, then I wouldn't see it being an issue.
If you're careful not to be seen changing between forms or otherwise giving away too much information, like being seen walking into your house and causing suspicion like that.
But other than that?
There shouldn't be an issue with that.
Then Haruki,
Hmm?
did you have plans this evening?
I thought the three of us were hanging out at your place. Did you forget?
No, I got excited, and in the moment I did sort of forget.
Anyway, I was planning to spend the evening hanging out with you two, but it seems like you have something specific in mind, Sakura?
I do. Well, what if we go to my place? You can borrow some clothes to change into, and then in your magical girl form, we can go shopping to find some cute clothes for you.
That sounds fun. It's been a while since we've been shopping together, and although we've been talking about it, I think this is the perfect opportunity.
What do you think? Does that sound like a good plan? Oh, and my sister dropped off some old stuff of hers the other day for me to look through before she sold or donated it. I'm not sure exactly what's in there, but there might be some clothes you'd like. Yeah, it's stuff she didn't want, and so if you want it, it's yours. Simple enough. Is there anything else you need from us today, Haera?
No, not today. Be careful. Don't give away too much. And I'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon. If you need me before then, Juan, it'll be a lot easier in your magical girl forms. But you can send out a pulse of magical energy with a call from me and I'll come. Alright?
Then we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Haera.
Goodbye. Oh, Haruki-kun? Keep an eye on those two. You asked good questions, and I'll trust you'll be good at keeping them out of trouble when I'm not around.
Thanks. I'll do my best.
Then I think we've been here at school long enough for today. Let's go too.
Yeah, sounds good.
Ready?